What's up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I know it's crazy. I'm having back-to-back Harpie deck profiles. Well, this one is for a lot of the people who, like myself, were very upset that Galaxy Tomahawk got banned. So, what are our next options? Well, we still at least have one more monster we can use that creates tokens that's rank 7. And I've been testing out this build. Now, it is very, quote, flexible, but I'll explain more depth to it and why, and a lot of its choices. So let's get into this variation of rank 7 spam Harpie. I guess, well, technically that's what we're gonna call it. So it's pretty much a combination of Harpies. It's pretty much 3 Harpie Chandler, 3 Harpist, 3 Harpie Lady 1, 2 Perfumer, 2 Oracle, 2 Queen, 1 Harpie Lady, one Harpie Dancer, and 2 Harpies Pet Dragon. And don't worry, I'll explain all this when I come back to it. Uh, Next, we're gonna go on to the spells, and I'm running 3 copies of Hysteric Sign, 2 copies of Hunting Ground, 2 copies of Feather Roosting, 2 Alluring Mirror Split, 1 Egotist, 1 Rageki, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Monster Reborn. So that is it for my spells. For my traps, I'm running 3 copies of Featherstorm, 3 copies of Harpie's Hunting Ground, Hysteric Party, sorry, and 1 each of Warning, Judgment, and Strike. So that is pretty much it for the main deck. Give me 1 second so I can get the extra deck together as well. Alright, and then for the extra deck, it's just pretty simple. I'm running 3 copies of Great Fly, 1 copy of the Doll, and 1 copy of the Talker. If you do have the other options of Barrel Sword Dragon and stuff like that, you have that option as well. 2 copies of Lightning Chidori, 1 copy of Phantasmal Dragon, Castel, and Ice Beast, and then 1 Cowboy, 1 Mecha Fanabeast Draco Sack, 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, 1 Big Eye, and 1 Babuska. So that is pretty much it for the deck profile itself. So let's talk about these choices. So I think a lot of people are going to ask, why is there 2 pet dragons? Well, with the retaining of a lot of the newer cards in this game that we've gotten for Harpie Lady, I think it is time to bump up the dragon. I remember seeing someone else's deck list that ended up running multiple dragons, and the main reason is because of both of these monsters right here, Harpie Chandler and Harpie Perfumer. So the whole situation with this is that because it is a level 7, so it's a level 7 situation. That's pretty much what this is. Because of Dragon being on the field, Chandler's level will change from 4 to 7. That gives Perfumer the ability to search out for a lot of your other Harpie cards and add it to your hand. Especially the ones, because of the ones that specifically list Harpie Lady Sisters in its text. It'll help speed up the process of summoning a dragon or putting a dragon into the graveyard. And now, how do you do such? Well, of course, you have Harpie Chandler's effect to send Dragon to the graveyard. You have Hysteric Party's effect to send Dragon to the graveyard by discarding it as cost to summon all of your other Harpies from the graveyard. Now, one of the biggest key cards you'll be using, of course, is the Alluring Mirror Split. The main reason is because, thanks to this card, you're able to special summon the Harpie's Pet Dragon from your deck. That way it doesn't clog up. Now, if you do draw into it, of course, you have your discard hours between Chandler and Party. With Alluring Mirror Split's second ability, you can special summon the dragon from your graveyard, giving you a beater and another level 7 on the field. Which means Perfumer, when she's summoned, will allow you to get cards like the Mirror Split. You can go get your Hunting Ground. You can go get your Feather Roosting. If you decide, an Egotist, and if you decide to play a lot of your other Harpie cards, like Harpie Lady Elegance, you get that as well. So it's a big portion of just combining the ratio to ratio when it comes to your Harpie monsters. And because we don't have access to Tomahawk anymore, it also leaves Draco Sack actually becoming a needed card into this deck. The reason why is because Draco Sack does produce its tokens. It may not produce as many tokens as Tomahawk. You can bump up your Fanabeast tokens to your Fanabeast to 2 if that is more sufficient, because in that way you'll get 4. It's just the whole process of summoning it. You can use cards like Inferno Reckless Summon, to help you speed up that boost. But I think the most important thing is to not have Honey Ground, so that at least Perfumer or Chandler can get the multiple summons. You can work around it with, of course, Harpie Dancer, because she is also another low level, as well as Harpie Oracle upon their special summons. So it's just a big way of swarming the field with enough monsters to where you can get a link monster onto the field with enough pointers to where you can still do your regular plays and get Dragosack onto the field with tokens, and you can use the tokens to do more link summoning. I know it sounds like a big process, but it becomes really more sufficient the more you start playing a lot of the heavy special summon cards. It's just some of them may not work for everybody, and it's still up in the air of how a lot of us are going to want to play this variation. Or if people want to play a variation that does include summoning Dracosack, but also using multiple Harpies pet dragons, which can be a hassle on its own. Now, in terms of the rest of the deck, I did bump up some cards and I did take out a lot of cards. First of all, there's no sisters. And primarily I wanted to focus, of course, on the other levels, the other high level um, Harpie monster we have access to. That's, of course, Dragon. So primarily you have the triple Chandler, the triple Harpist, and the triple Harpie Lady 1. Those are pretty much my triple sets of the big monsters in this deck. If I get the third, once I get the third Perfumer, then she'll be a triple set, but this will be a whole different setup. But for the most part, you have your Searcher, you have your attack boost, and you have your Summoner. And of course, with a dragon on the field, she'll become 7, and then bam, you can make your Draco Sacks and your stuff like that, and have your rank 7 play still accessible to you. In addition to these lovely ladies, of course, Perfumer, Oracle, and Queen are all at 2. And the reason why I'm running 2 Queen, primarily I needed an extra monster to put into the deck. I was considering using Harpie's Pet Baby Dragon, but this is not the proper build to run a Pet Baby Dragon because I'm not running Sisters, I'm not running Harpie Lady Elegance to give it a faster summon. However, I am at least running the Allureming Split, which would have helped, but I would need to still process the multiple of dragons on the field. So it's kind of like a variation of builds that has to work around itself in order to get those types of monsters going. But for the most part, you have your special summon in Perfumer, you have in Oracle, you have your Perfumer to do your searches, you have Queen to do your additional search, and I wanted another beater on top of that. I don't think I really have to explain Harpie's Pet Dragon because the only thing about Pet Dragon besides its combination with Chandler is it's just a level 7 monster that gains 300 attack and defense for each monster on the field that is Harpie Lady. That's including your opponent's side of the field in case of mirror match. So with the rest of the deck itself, your best spell is still Hysteric. Your best spell setups, of course, revolve around all the new Harpie cards. But for the most part, I think with the factor that we are running double dragon, this roost becomes even more viable. That's why I put it to 2. And I like 2 feather roost, honestly, just because of the synergy and stuff. Alluring Mirror Split helps in terms of summoning your dragon either from the deck or the graveyard, and then you have all your other Harpie ladies who can be summoned from the deck or graveyard. Once you pop this, you need to get the monster in the graveyard to the field, and then go crazy from there. Having Hunting Ground does help removing back row. Even if this format doesn't have a heavy setup outside of Ultrageist, you still have a lot of access to a lot of things thanks to this card. So you have a lot of ways to play around a lot of situations, and never be too afraid to have to pop your Hunting Ground because you still have Oracle to retrieve it. And then Hysteric Sign, of course, is just your go-to destruction card. Your go-to card. Either grab it and get this from the deck or graveyard, and then sending it from hand or field to the graveyard during the end phase to add your Harpie cards to your hand, to replenish your hand. So that's the 4 of them. Regeki and Dark Hole are pretty much monster removal. Monster Reborn is monster reborn. I bumped back up to 3 Hysteric Party. I don't really think I need to talk about Harpie's Featherstorm because we know how powerful of a trap that is. Some people, which I don't understand, are taking out 2 and running 1, and that's ridiculous because with the number of Harpie cards you want to play and how frantic we're going to need our link summonings now, I would not reduce this to any more than 2. But even then, I'd probably still bump it to 3 just because of the fact that you want to see this a lot more. It does conflict with roosting with rest because of the fact that it'll send the Harpie leads back to the deck. But you want to see this more, you have enough place to send Harpies to the graveyard, and it's never too bad of a card to ever draw into. except early game. But even then, if you can set this card up enough to link summon and get your plays together, you'll be perfectly fine. So that's pretty much my explanations for the main deck. I did just throw in the Solemn Brigade just to say I had the Solemn Brigade, um, in case. I mean, I could use red reboots. I can't afford Providence, so Providence. So yeah, that's why I just went for the Solemn Brigade because it was just cheaper. In terms of the extra deck, the only big changes is I'm running two Lightning Chidoris. I, like I said, it's just because of the build. You can put in double ICB Zero Fine to help you deal with the fact that we're going to be swarmed with nothing but Exciton Knights from the extra decks to do a lot of things that, because we don't have Duster, Raigeki and Darkhold kind of don't do much on their own. So the rank 4 spam will probably be real, and they will probably be spamming like crazy. In addition to that, I think for the most part with Draco Sack, this is going to be a replacement for Tomahawks. I wouldn't be surprised if I see multiple people play multiples of these. It's just how the summoning and dealing with such is going to be the problem because it is once per turn effects to detach the material to summon the tokens, and then once per turn effect to pop a Mecha Phantom Beast card to destroy a card on the field. So I don't know how the players are going to work around that. But it is ideas that can be made, at least similar to tokens. But for Harpie players, I think it's just a really easy summon. We've done it before in the past, of course, and we've had a lot of fun with the Draco Sack. So, and that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think. What other tactics do you think we'll have? Because I'm pretty sure people will probably run Scapegoat now, in addition to Draco Sack, which would probably be a good option too. So, I mean, there's a lot of ideas up. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. HBJ, signing out.